The Himalayas stand witness. Jagged peaks, once serene, now cast long shadows over the line of control. This is not a border, but a scar. For decades, India and Pakistan have clashed here, their armies entwined in a deadly dance. April 2025 was no different. The air crackled with tension, the scent of cordite lingered, a grim reminder of the recent past. Each gunshot, each explosion, echoed the unresolved anguish of a partition that tore two nations from one. Kashmir, the bone of contention. Its beauty, a stark contrast to the violence that has plagued its valleys for generations. As the snow melted, revealing spring's fragile blossoms, a new wave of terror was about to bloom. The world watched, a silent spectator to this powder keg. Would it ignite once more, consuming all in its path? The answer, it seemed, lay in the hands of diplomats and the whims of fate. April 22, 2025. A date etched in blood. The bustling market in Srinagar, a tapestry of colors and sounds, ripped apart. An explosion. Then another. Screams pierced the air, replacing the joyful din. When the dust settled, 26 souls lay lifeless. Innocent lives extinguished. India reeled. Grief mixed with rage. Fingers pointed towards Pakistan. Militants, harbored on their soil, were blamed. Evidence, or the lack thereof, mattered little in this age-old blame game. The narrative was set. Retribution was demanded. Pakistan, as always, denied involvement. A chorus of condemnation rang hollow in the ears of a grieving nation. The drums of war beat louder, their rhythm echoing the heartbeats of a billion souls. The specter of escalation loomed large. Enter Donald J. Trump, not as president but as a global deal-maker. His love for the art of the deal, for being the man in the room, was well documented. Could he, a man who thrived on chaos, bring order to this chaos? He gathered his team. Marco Rubio, seasoned in the ways of international diplomacy. J.D. Vance, the populist firebrand, brought an understanding of the resentments that fueled this conflict. Together, they embarked on a diplomatic tightrope walk. Phone calls were made, threats were issued, veiled and otherwise. Pressure was applied, levers pulled, the world held its breath. Could Trump, the ultimate disruptor, pull off the impossible? May 8, 2025. The world watched as an uneasy silence descended upon the line of control. A ceasefire, brokered by Trump and his team, came into effect. A collective sigh of relief swept across the globe, albeit a cautious one. The agreement was fragile, held together by the thinnest of threads. Both sides, battle-weary yet unwilling to back down, agreed to a truce. But trust, once broken, is not easily rebuilt. Suspicion lingered, a dark cloud over the fragile peace. The world hoped. Could this be the beginning of the end? Or was it merely a pause, a brief interlude in a never-ending saga of conflict? Only time would tell. Section 5. Echoes of discord on the line. The ink on the ceasefire agreement was barely dry when the accusations began. India claimed violations. Pakistan countered with accusations of their own. The blame game continued, casting a long shadow over the fragile truce. Reports emerged of explosions, of gunfire exchanged in the dead of night. Each side blamed the other, the truth lost in the fog of war. Were these isolated incidents the actions of rogue elements, or a sign of things to come? The world watched, holding its breath. Would this ceasefire, so painstakingly achieved, crumble under the weight of mistrust and animosity? The international community, relieved yet wary, urged restraint. The G7 issued a joint statement, welcoming the ceasefire and calling for dialogue. The United Nations, often criticized for its inaction, found its voice. From the halls of the UN to the streets of capitals around the world, the message was clear: give peace a chance. The stakes were too high, the potential consequences too dire to allow this opportunity to slip away. But could diplomacy triumph where it had failed so many times before? Could it bridge the chasm of mistrust and animosity that separated these two nuclear-armed neighbors? The United States, having played the role of mediator, now faced the daunting task of ensuring the ceasefire held. Could Washington, often accused of fueling the flames of conflict, be the architect of peace? The Biden administration, having inherited this diplomatic tightrope walk, knew the challenges ahead. Years of mistrust, of broken promises and shattered hopes, could not be erased overnight. The world watched, a mixture of hope and skepticism in its gaze. Could the United States, with its checkered history in the region, succeed where others had failed? The road to peace, if such a road existed, was littered with the wreckage of past failures, agreements signed only to be broken, promises made only to be forgotten. The ghosts of conflicts past haunted the present. The Shimla Agreement, the Lahore Declaration, all failed to bridge the divide. The issues that separated India and Pakistan ran deep, rooted in history, religion, and a constant struggle for power and influence. Could this time be different? Could the lessons of the past pave the way for a more peaceful future? As the sun sets on the line of control, casting long shadows over the battle-scarred landscape, a fragile peace holds. The guns are silent for now, but the underlying tensions remain, simmering beneath the surface. The ceasefire, brokered by an unlikely peacemaker, offers a glimmer of hope. But whether this hope blossoms into lasting peace, or withers under the weight of history and mistrust, remains to be seen. The world watches, prays, and waits. The fate of millions hangs in the balance. Can India and Pakistan break free from the shackles of their past? Can they, for the sake of their people and the future of their region, find a path to lasting peace? The answer, for now, remains elusive, shrouded in the mists of uncertainty.